Alright, I talked to you before about some radiant energy technology as it related to electric cars. This is a circuit I've kind of been hanging on to since it looks like 2011. I just kind of blew it up here onto a poster board for your convenience and digestion. What we're looking at here is a radiant energy step-up conversion circuit. Basically what it does is it takes a low voltage source, steps it up, and turns it into a radiant energy source, which is like a high voltage, high intensity spikes, which also has a kind of ephemeral sort of quality to it. It's radiant energy as described by Nikola Tesla, and it's great for charging batteries. It's also great for charging capacitors, and you can get a lot of current out of it if you convert it down with capacitors and batteries. So this is kind of the basic circuit I've been hanging on to. I thought now would be a good time to bring it out for people to play with. You can do this with a relay, but I found it easier to do it with transformers like an ignition coil, or just a regular little transformer. You can do it with as well, though it's not as efficient. What you start with is a 12-volt battery. You want 13 amp hours or more because it's going to bounce back and charge the battery back up. So you want a good sized battery to work with here. What you're doing is you're having like a 200 hertz signal, 50% square wave, fed into a transistor, and you have a NE2 60 volt neon bulb attached to it. So the high voltage spikes that flow back over it can go back into the battery. And this is just your initial circuit, so you're going to turn that on and off. It's going to send voltage down through the coil, and then that's going to set off the ignition coil to have high voltage spikes. That's going to enter your stage 1 of your circuit. You're going to catch all the high voltage spikes with a bridge rectifier. It's going to go across your poly cap. You want 500 volts or more on this stage. You have an NE38, which is a 120 volt, neon bulb. And this you're going to short circuit through another coil, and then it's going to enter your second stage, and on, and you can step it up as high as you want using that technique. You just have to make sure you're using, in your later stages, you're using transistors that can handle a lot of current. Otherwise you need to find a way around that, like relays or whatnot, or relays that wouldn't fuse, because you're going to be getting a lot of current out of the later stages when you're shorting out the capacitor. But that's the way, shorting it through the coils is how you get the current out of it. So you end up with a lot of voltage, but then you need to get a way to get current out of the voltage, and that's the way you get current out of the voltage. And that's basically all there is to it. You're welcome to play around with it. This is just what I found, and I found it novel. You can have fun with it. Happy holidays. Enjoy it. And if you find it useful, let me know. This is based on some of the research I did with the Imhotep's radiant energy oscillator. I just played around with the ignition coil version of it, using transformers instead of relays. I found this a little more permanent using transistors and relays. Have fun with it. Happy holidays. Bye. Have a good day.